Hey everyone, Final here. Today, I'll be showing you a quick and easy paint scheme that I use for HIVE FLEET Behemoth. As you can see, I've already primed it with Grey Seer. It's a nice and light color and it will help with what I'm trying to do. Now, even though I was pretty careful with spraying it, there are a couple spots that are kinda splotchy, so I'm just going to go back in and touch it up. I'll of course be using Grey Seer again, but this time the base paint. It's usually a good idea to do this anyways. I like to go back in and put on a coat or two of the base color just because the base paint is slightly different than the spray. And there we are, one very grey Hormigaunt. The next step is to highlight all of the raised parts of the model. I'll do that by doing a heavy dry brush using Ulthuan Grey. I know it seems kind of funny that I'm highlighting the Grey Seer instead of using some kind of red, but don't worry, I promise it'll make a difference down the line. So anyway, I like to build up the dry brush rather than going all in right away. Once I'm happy with the dry brushing, it's time to move on to the next step. I'll be using the contrast paint Flesh Tearers Red. It's a really nice red that's central for this color scheme. I'll be applying it straight out of the pot with no thinning at all. I'll be aiming for a nice and smooth application. I'm aiming for all of the soft flesh parts on the model, but if any of it gets on the armor, it's okay since it'll all be covered up later. I'm also doing my best to avoid the eyes since those will be hard to fix later. It's better off just to leave them there now. So there we are with a nice coat of Flesh Tearers Red. It's a good idea to leave it alone for a little bit to dry, otherwise there's a chance of touching it and messing up the paint. Now while we're here, we might as well finish up the face while we're at it. I'll be painting the tongue a nice shade of Screamer Pink, followed by shading it with Carroburg Crimson. Then, after going back and fixing the teeth with some Grey Seer, I'll be painting those with Aggaros Dunes contrast paint. And while the teeth are drying, I'll use a drop of Iyanden Yellow in the eye sockets. After a few minutes of drying, this is how it turns out. It looks like everything is starting to come together, but the Grey Seer is contrasting so harshly with the red. It's about time to work on that armor. For the armor, I'll be putting on a coat of Black Legion contrast paint. It might look a little thin, but it'll darken up as it dries. So this part is probably the most time-consuming part on this whole project. I really want to be careful and not hit any of the red or other colors that I've already put on. It's fixable, but it'll just take a bit more time. So I want to make sure that I carefully hit all of the armor, as well as the feet, the claws, and the big claws. Again, I'll come back to this in a little bit once everything is dry. Now that the Black Legion is all set, it's time for some more dry brushing. The first color that I'll be using is Sunz Blue. I'll be doing a bit of a heavy dry brush, aiming to hit as much of the armor as I can. The goal is to give the Black Legion a blue hue. I'm also making sure to be very careful along the edges. I'll fix up any mistakes later, but I'd rather not spend too much time on it. And this is the result. It's definitely looking like HIVE FLEET Behemoth now, but I'm not quite done yet. I'm going to do some quick dry brushing to brighten up the final product. First, I'll be using Baharroth Blue on the edges of the armor. I'm only aiming for the sharp edges, and that'll brighten up the armor overall. Also, if you guys like the content and want to help support the channel, feel free to check out the affiliate links that I have in the description below. Next, I'll dry brush on some Mechanicus Standard Grey to brighten up the claws. Finally, I'll be using Evil Sunz Scarlet to fix up any mistakes. I'll be dry brushing it on rather than painting it, because that'll help blend it in more. And this is how it all comes together. This model happens to have a tactical rock, so I just did a quick paint job on it off camera. And here's what the whole thing looks like fully painted with a HIVE FLEET Behemoth theme. Hopefully you enjoyed this quick and easy paint scheme. I'll be doing a few more in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.